Well, good morning. I'm over here in Juneau, Alaska. I've been doing work on the boats and I thought I would take some video. I've got a Thunderjet, got a couple of Thunderjets and a harbor craft. What's the temperature today? Pretty cold out here. 28. Uncovered it and I posted some photos. All Tides Marine has come over and hooked up a tail fin, which is this unit here. Tail fin, 12 volts. He tells me it's really easy. If I have any issues, this wire runs right through here. You just disconnect if you have to, and unbolt some of this stuff, and it pulls right out. You can clean it. Corrosion is a big thing. As you can see on this Mercury Pro kicker, there's no handle, so it's inside steering. It's kind of a pain when I'm doing salmon trolling, having to be inside and adjust. There is no outside station. Not here with Brizzo today. Got her extra thick coat on. Off season, so there's not a lot on these Thunderjets. I'm pretty happy with the boat. There's some things that I didn't like. This is my 2018. It came with a spare and everything you need. My 2020 didn't have a spare tire. The forward cleat next to the windlass that you would tie off your anchor line was non-existent, so I had to have that. I had to order one and have that welded on when I was over there in Hoona. This one here, there's no battery charger, so I've got a little one. I haven't mounted anything bigger permanently. I just use a small one of those NCOO. These plates right here on my 2020, they're bigger, and I'm getting new ones for this. These are just too small. As you can see, there's not a lot of tolerance, so you got to put them on. There's the battery charger, that NOCO Genius 2-bank. Anyway, and I like these Optimas. Got 2, it'd be nice to have 3. Anyway, these things are small, and I'm having my buddy Nate, he's a welder here in town, but you can see, there's not a lot of extra. On the 2020, I told those guys when they built the boat, give me bigger plates. This one here, there's a door that goes into the bathroom. I didn't like it on the outside. On the 2020, the door is here inside, so now you don't have to go outside. Plus, it's a weird design where if I open this door, look, I locked it. If I open it and it closes and you're in there, and it's happened to one of the captains. He called me up and said, I'm locked in the bathroom. The wind had closed the other door and he's in there in the harbor and he can't get out. He's locked in. So I did not like this outer door. And for me, I don't know. I told him I don't need any screens. These screens, they don't do anything for me other than just move up and down. I don't use them. Another thing I told him that I didn't need, it was just another place for water to come in. I don't need a fan. I don't need a fan in the bathroom. you know, you're on a boat, so if you're in here doing something like that, people are gonna know what you're doing and whatever. All Tides Marine, Derek, he's the guy. I came in here and I was asking him, where are all the fuses for all these pumps? And he said, well, they're right here. You can see these covers. There's a little tab here. It pulls off. This is just plastic. The fuses are inside there in a row, and they're covered with rubber, and this thing pops on. So I'm thinking after a few times, whatever, this cover is just going to wear, and it's going to want to not hold because it's just plastic. So this is totally fine still. You know, it's been on here since 2018. I haven't used the boats because of COVID as much, but it's still in great shape. I told him, order me up some another panel, a different one, a better one. So he's gonna swap that out. This is the same thing, but it doesn't have water coming on it every day because it's inside the bathroom, the head. So I told him, don't worry about that. And then, hard to see, but right up in there, there's switches. So he's gonna take those ones. He's gonna order up another bank and he's gonna put it over here. It's watertight. What else did I do in comparison with this boat? So I should have brought the inside keys so I could show you that. So nice job by All Tides once again. Awesome. Derek came over here. I got him a contractor blower type propane heater and stuck the back end in that booney barn over there, and he did the work. Nice and warm and toasty. Had it on for about an hour before he showed up and covered up the whole, you know, the doorway with the tarp as best I could. Another thing that I did with the 2020, I told him I don't need that. I don't need little windows. I don't want them to open. So I said, just don't even give me those little windows. This over here, you can see I wrapped it with matting. I lost an anchor and a swivel. I don't know, I think it was like 400 bucks after I replaced it. That anchor's like 22 point something. Well, if you look at the opening, when it comes in and is spinning, as it comes up, it jams and hits. You can see the damage that it's taken. Well, after coming up, and I'm trying to do it carefully, I ended up busting it, and there goes the swivel, and there goes the anchor. This opening is tiny, so I'm having my welder Nate, he's gonna widen that up, put a bigger roller on there, and then I can get rid of this black padding. It's slid down. It used to be up here where it actually did some good. But yeah, I don't need those windows. As you can see, I've got one right there, an access, so plenty of light. The Maxwell, I am gonna upgrade eventually to an open spool. I forget what they're called, but maybe this summer I'll put the new ones on. That Maxwell is fine. It's fast, and you know, I just noticed ones with the open spool. You don't even have to think about it. This one here, you got to be ginger with it. When it goes to the transition from the line to the chain and you splice it, then it gets a little bit bigger, and it's stiff, so it doesn't roll in there as smooth. I don't know how to do that 12 braid core stuff. I know how to do 3 braid. The line I've got on there is what I could find, and my other boat, and I'll show you, I got that braided stuff, and it's just a knot. I couldn't find anybody to do it, and I didn't have the patience to watch a YouTube video, even though I went and ordered up a bunch of those fids and splice tools to do it. So overall, Thunderjet has been really good performance-wise. That light up on top, that's fairly useless for me. It's nice on the back deck when you need immediate area lit up, but you know, I'm out there, I'm in fog or something. It's a nice beacon, but it doesn't do anything for visibility. If anything, what I'll do is I'll put two, because I like two, spotlights where you can have control on the inside, directional spotlights that you know, give you a concentrated beam instead of that big LED bar that just spreads the light out. It works, you know, nice, like if I wanted to do stuff up in the bow at night, but if I'm running, I got nothing that I'm doing up front. My anchor is secure, and the directional lights, if I'm looking for sticks, logs, whatever, and fog too, that directional gives me the beacon for people to see me, and it also gives me a light to see stuff that maybe my radar doesn't pick up. You can see this one has a spare, my 2020. They didn't give me a spare, and then they didn't give me this cleat on the 2020. I had to get a local to weld on a cleat that I bought and had shipped. So, you know, you want to tie off your anchor line. You don't want the stress on the windlass. Though, the new one, they tell me no problem. But I'll end up putting some kind of hook and lock on it anyway. The systems I've got in here, I like. Looks like I'll replace a little bit of those zincs. Liking that. I can do low 20s and still get a reading. So today, Briz. Today I'm going to move the boats and have them staged so it can go into this garage. Unfortunately, it's not tall enough to get the whole thing in there, but the back end can go. Bruce! There's a dog down there that's close to the street. Through here, there's a house on the lower end, and they've got a little pit bull, a little cute guy. I think he's about 1.5 years, 2 years old. Anyway, here is the true north. I'm getting ready to move that. This is the truck, my old F450. I put some extra weight. My buddy that owns this piece of property took his little excavator, pulled one of his concrete blocks so I can get some extra traction, because I got to go up and down a hill that's got some ice and snow, as you can see. He graveled it really well for me, so I wouldn't slide around on the boat, especially coming up. Not a big deal in the level area. So, oh yeah, you know what? I should show you guys another thing about that Thunderjet. I haven't used the kicker maybe 10 times, just because I halibut fish, and I didn't do a lot of salmon. I think I had one trip where I had it running like 3 or 4 days, you know, all day long. But these cables, and Derek said, yeah, they're notorious now. They got them where you don't even need the cables, it's all remote. But you can see right in here and here, it's deteriorating. It's frozen up, and I told them, you know, it's sticking. So I told them, while you're in here, get these, have these, and It's gonna be a pain because it's all zip tied all the way through here, through the boat. But I told him before I leave, go back to Huna with this boat, go and replace the cables and see if I can have a better fix down the road. Maybe I can put in another remote. I don't know. The other boat's got a tiller on it, so I just use that because I can sit outside. Anyway, I'm going to end that with the Thunderjet, and I'm going to move on to my other boat. She's the oldest, but kind of my favorite. I've done a lot of stuff with my family, and it's just, I don't know, it's like a weekender compared to that other boat, which is just a fishing boat, you know, go out during the day and fish and have, you know, place to sit. But the other boats, the accommodations are a bit different, the layout's different. So anyway, that's the Thunderjet, and I think I haven't seen much info online on the Thunderjet, so I'm going to post these, and when I do my 2020 boat and get the updates when he gets those panels and has them put in and upgrade those, he's going to put in some outlets. That's what I forgot to show you on that Thunderjet. There are no power outlets for electric downriggers. So this boat has them. That was factory installed. That one over there, you got to drill a hole through the wood and then set the outlets in there, those 12-volt outlets. You know, for a fishing boat, I would think that would be kind of standard. Last time I was using that boat, it was all hand crank. But Costco had a bunch of Scotties for a really good price, so I ended up getting two for each Thunderjet, and I don't know if I'm gonna get any for the Hovercraft, maybe, but 2 boats to go fish for salmon is plenty. So anyway, that's Thunderjet. I'm going to move on to the Hovercraft. Heading back here to where I reparked the Thunderjet, the Elizabeth Eve. You know, I set up there, I'd probably have directional lights. That'll probably come in some other time. I really don't need it because it's daylight. There is the 5000 Fulton that I put in place at 2500. Really didn't do the job, so that'll be nice. It's easier. It's a metal top instead of plastic. There's a Zerk right there for the grease, and it just seems to be a lot easier to lift up and down. As the boat progresses, I'll end up you know, going through it and show you more of the Thunderjet and the things that I did to it that I thought would have been nice to buy with it, you know, factory put, so you didn't have to paint it. That bow's gonna get cut, redone, make the hole bigger. I put that radar tower on there. Saw that online, liked the design, showed it to my welder, showed it to Nate, and he said, okay, let's see how wide you want it. And he made it for me, and I told him weld it in there. It's not going to go anywhere. I'm never going to remove it for any reason. Anyway, more on the Thunderjets. I'll show you that fuse panel that I'm going to open up once he gets the new ones, and then he's going to end up replacing it. I'm going to put some right there on the rail instead of those stainless steel with the friction hold that I've been using, like these ones. They're nice, but they bend down, so I'm gonna have Nate put some extra aluminum on that rail and put some shorty rod holders probably not as long as those. I don't think I really need them, and they'll be situated behind and then welded directly to the boat. You know, 2 right there, and I think I'll just keep that one there, because that thing doesn't get pushed over as much, or that doesn't get pushed over at all. It's people here that tend to lean up against the rod holder because they use it as a crutch when they have a big halibut on. They'll put it in the rod holder so they don't have to keep the rod tip up. So that'll be next video on Thunderjets, and as I learn more about these rigs, and I'll show you the 2020, the differences. Nice boats, rides really well. They're fast with the 150s. I'm cruising upper 20s, fully loaded. What is it, 120 I think for fuel. You know, 7 people, adults, let's just say 180 average, probably more than that, but 180 average. I have no water on board. I'm going to put a heater in here also, same little diesel unit that I'll order. A guy in Alaska makes them, and I'll have that installed sometime. And same thing, I'll vent it to the windows, so it'll have defrost, and then I'll put it close to the floor bottom, so the heat will hit the floor and hit the feet. You know, a previous guy that told me he situated his you know, mid thigh close to his knee, and he noticed during the winter his feet were like cold. He said he wished he would have situated it to the floor. But yeah, so projects, and you know, be fishing around the corner, do some whale watching, taking the family out, getting excited to start some you know, start the new year, and check out all the gear and see if it works as well as I hope it does, you know. Anyway, more on the Kingfisher later, and the other Thunderjet.